If you sometimes want to get some sleep during the day, then this is absolutely normal. Moreover, studies have shown that even a small 10-minute nap during the day can have a very positive effect on your mental abilities and the overall health of your body. Also, anthropologists believe that our body actually requires 2 times of sleep. That is why sometimes our body sends us such a signal to take a nap during the day. So how does daytime sleep affect our body? And do I need to start a new habit to take a nap during the day? We will analyze this issue in detail in this video, so watch it to the end. It will be very interesting and useful. Let's say you decide to get some sleep in the afternoon, 10 to 20 minutes. Why do we think this is bad? Well, sometimes people have the feeling that it's bad to sleep during the day, because you'll oversleep everything that's most important, you'll lose time, and it's terrible. But if you look closely, it's actually the opposite. The fact is that we will sleep for 10 to 20 minutes, we don't even need more, it's not that much time, but the concentration and focus of our brain after such a sleep will only improve, which means that we will become more efficient and energetic, and therefore we will have time to do more for the rest of the day. So this question about the loss of time is very relative, and often in fact we do not lose time, but on the contrary we have more time. There was even a separate study where scientists found that a little daytime sleep improves our motor reaction by 16%. It also helps to improve mood and improve our performance for the next few hours. So the reward for these 10 to 20 minutes of sleep is really very generous to our body. It is no coincidence that even in many modern business offices such specific capsules are installed where you can come and take a nap, but unfortunately, this is typical only for the most progressive companies. But there is another example. These are Chinese schools. There, students also sleep a little in the middle of the school day. True, they do not sleep in comfortable capsules, but right at the desk, but there it is encouraged, and it is believed that this way the digestibility of the material improves. And by the way, there is every reason to believe so. But in Japan, a little nap is even a national tradition. Generally speaking, the Japanese are very well known for their workaholism and high efficiency. Yes, they can work 18 hours a day and do a lot of things. How do they do it? One of the reasons is the tradition of sleeping during the day. Well, is there any harm in daytime sleep? In general, you can really harm yourself, but avoiding this is also not a big problem. So, some people after a nap say that they start to feel bad, broken, wake up with a very bad mood, no focus, attention, and go to work all day. This is really possible, and the reason is that a person has been sleeping for too long. The fact is that if we fall asleep during the day for a long time, then our brain goes into the stage of deep sleep. And if we wake up in this state, we will really feel very broken and tired. Therefore, the general recommendation is that daytime sleep should not be too long. Sleeping for an hour is already a lot. It is recommended to sleep for 10 to 20 minutes. The upper limit of permissible is 30 minutes, but it is best to focus on 10-20. There is even a certain life hack: to drink a cup of coffee before going to bed. The fact is that caffeine will begin to act on our brain just about half an hour later, that is, just by the time we wake up after a nap. Thus, he will not have time to prevent us from falling asleep and getting a good night's sleep, and at the same time, after half an hour, he will cheer us up and we will become awake and in a good mood. But this is just such a life hack, of course unnecessarily. I will not recommend drinking coffee once again. This is a personal matter for everyone, and too much coffee is also not very healthy. Well, and now a certain set of recommendations on how to build our daytime sleep in order to get the most out of it. First, choose the right sleep time. As a rule, it should lie between 12 and 15 o'clock in the afternoon. It is also necessary to follow a certain schedule. As with a normal night's sleep, all somnologists and specialists say that the regime is the most important rule. That is, to go to bed and get up at the same time. This is how we will provide high-quality deep sleep. Exactly the same rule applies to daytime sleep. It is necessary to find your optimal time and go to bed at the same time. Then our body will pick up this habit very quickly and everything will go like clockwork. The next rule is that you need to tune in, then the dream will be short. That is, to fall asleep in advance with the idea that we will sleep for 10 to 20 minutes and then cheerfully go to do our things. The fact is that the psychological mood before going to bed plays a very important role. There is a certain biological clock in our body, and we can really roughly program our brain to sleep well and for a short time if we give such a mental setting while falling asleep. Also, when we sleep during the day, it is necessary to choose a place that is different from our night sleep. That is, the bed where we sleep at night should only be for a night's sleep. Here she stands in the bedroom and that's it, we only come there at night, and during the day we sleep in another place. This is important, again, not to tame our brain to fall into a long deep sleep. That is, it can be a couch, a sofa, a reclining chair, and so on. The next moment is the alarm clock. As I have already said, it is impossible to allow daytime sleep to last an hour or more. It lasts, well, 30 minutes at most. Therefore, in principle, as a safety net, we can set ourselves an alarm clock in 40 minutes after we lay down on the couch. Well, that is, we put 10 minutes to fall asleep and a maximum of 30 minutes to sleep, and after 40 minutes the alarm goes off. Again, an alarm clock is needed more for safety net. We have to teach our body in a good way, train it to sleep for 10 to 20 minutes and wake up independently according to the biological clock. And ideally, of course, wake up without an alarm clock. But to be safe in the early stages, of course, it is better to set an alarm clock so as not to sleep in the afternoon, because sleeping an hour in the afternoon is likely to be a disaster for all our productivity. The sleeping room in which we sleep should ideally be a little cool. Also, of course, it should be well ventilated. In addition, we should minimize noise as much as possible, that is, either ask colleagues not to disturb us, not to make noise, turn off the sound on the phone, or insert earplugs. This is already such an armor-piercing method to eliminate all noise stimuli. Also, in a good way, the room should not be light, dim lighting. If there is no possibility, then you can just use a regular sleep mask. And what to do after we have already had a good sleep? In fact, all you need is maybe a little wash after sleep, turn on the light and if it was turned off and move a little, do such a minimal charge and that's it, we can get back to our business with a new charge of energy. I must say that daytime sleep is not a mandatory thing. If you have never slept during the day and you have never had an impulse to sleep during the day, you do not need to force yourself. That is, you don't need to get it into your head that the ideal person has always lived to sleep during the day, so I start sleeping during the day from this day, although I never wanted to before. Here it was not required, it is not necessary. But if you had such desires and you limited yourself because you thought it was somehow wrong, then perhaps this is a great moment to get rid of these prejudices. And get yourself this extremely useful habit, which is increasingly supported by specialists nowadays. Moreover, as I have already said, it is increasingly supported even by employers. And that's saying something.